Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to Thrive with Renee Lunch Break Conversation. I am your host, Renee Antoine. I am a financial service entrepreneur helping my clients to protect, save, and grow their money. Today is Monday Mindset, and then today is the observance of Dr. King's birthday. So it is in that spirit that I'm bringing to you all Coach D. Hello, Coach D. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Renee? Thank you so much for having me on this call. I'm super
Thank
excited.
you for being with me. Thank you so much. And then, so Coach D is going to be talking to us today about manifesting our dreams. And then, given that he has his company teaching people about manifesting their dream, uplifting them, and it's what I thought he will be a great guest with us for today. So, Coach D, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience? Let them know who you are, what you do, and why this conversation is important for them to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dovév Weaver. I go by Coach D online, and I am the founder of Closer to Our Dreams LLC. So we are a motivational company that provides educational and inspirational content to help people achieve their goals and dreams. So that's not just in becoming an entrepreneur. That's the person that says, "Hey, I'm in corporate America. I want to move up." And in some instances, we actually have people that say, "Hey, I've been doing real estate 5 to 10 years. I want to do something totally different." And so they come to us to kind of spark their ideas on what they could be doing.
That's amazing. How did that come about? Like what? Like when did you sit down and you say, "I want to help people bring their dreams to reality"? How did that come about?
Yeah, it actually started a long time ago, around like 2021. I had this idea of writing a book, and the company Closer to Our Dreams was spawned based off of my cousin and I. At that time, we were working at Nike, and we just felt that Nike could be doing more. Like, yeah, they sold amazing clothes, merchandise, stuff like that, but we felt like they could be inspiring the people to go after their goals and dreams versus just piggybacking off the athlete that they chose. So let's say fast forward 13, 14 years later, Closer to Our Dreams is birth, and then we just hit the ground running. And so I'm super excited to help individuals. Our goal this year is to help 1,000 individuals start their own business, because we see the shift that's happening not just in America but in the world as far as entrepreneurship. So we want to be the number one resource for bringing that dream to reality.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for being that voice and being a servant leader. As Dr. King, it's not about us just pushing our own agenda, but always uplifting each other. So that's great. So let me ask you that, Coach D, what was your biggest dream growing up? And then have you achieved it, or has it updated? Has you changed it?
Yeah, that is a great question. And to be honest and transparent, my dream growing up as a high schooler was to make it to the NBA, right? And I was dead set on, like, there was nothing else but me making it to the NBA. But I look back on that goal and I understand that that goal wasn't set based off of what my desire was. It was that the fact that my father wasn't in my life. So for over 20 years, I hated my biological father for him not being in my life. And I used that hate to it held me back from chasing my ultimate dream, right? And so as I grown up, the ultimate goal changed into me writing the book. So I wrote a book a couple years ago entitled Chasing Your Dreams, Bound for Success. And that's a story of forgiveness, how I used to hate him for over those 20 years, and how that hate in my heart held me back from chasing my ultimate dream of becoming a published author. So yes, my dream has updated, and it's gotten bigger. And by the grace of God, he is literally opening doors that, just to be honest, 4 months ago I didn't even know was possible.
Wow, wow. So that's the power of just not going out after the hate, but then to go after what you really want from your heart.
Hmm.
Thank
Yeah,
you for sharing that. And then, so would you say that's what motivated you to become a speaker and coach?
yeah, absolutely. One of the most, I would say, amazing jobs I had was being a mentor for at-risk students. That really changed like my thought process on the coaching. So we had to go into high schools and talk to the kids about basically them finishing high school. And so my approach was a little bit different than the other mentors. I talked to the kids about their goals, their dreams, what did they really like what music did they like, what movies did they like. And that kind of helped me mold these kids into understanding, okay, whatever dream you have is possible, but at some point you got to have that foundation. So the education is the foundation piece. So I would say once I started doing that, it really inspired me. Like, it wasn't paying a lot of money, but I knew that the value that I was providing was a lot. I still remember this kid to this day. His name is Robert Crawford. We still kind of communicate, but he was a kid when I got him, his GPA was around like a 1.35 GPA. And by the time I was done with him, he got up to like over the 3.0, and he was talking about going to college, playing, he wanted to play Division I basketball. Now, the only thing, he did not accomplish that goal, but one day he did tell me that he wanted to get into social work based off of the relationship we have built. And I think when we do things like that, we serve our community, we serve these kids, it really shows up, maybe not monetarily, but in the value of that person's life.
Exactly. So we have Nigel Madison who's with us. He said, love the transparency, Coach D. Thanks for sharing your story. Definitely. I appreciate you being here, sharing your story. I also want to make sure that this is being shared on your page as well. So if you didn't have a chance to do that, you can go ahead and do that, because this conversation is so valuable. I want your audience to make sure that they listen to it as well.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a minute so you can do that. All right. And hello to everyone watching. My name is Renee Antoine. I do Thrive with Renee is because I want to bring people like Coach D to you all, so we can talk about how do we thrive, how do we manifest our dreams, and how can we, come together and really manifest that the gifts that God gives to us. And so it is in that spirit, like with Dr. King, we want to be servant leaders, and I want to share with you all information that Coach D is going to present to us to help us go from just being stagnant, not knowing what to do, or unsure as to how we go about achieving our dreams. So that way we can, have the resources and have the tools that could help us to go from just ideas, our goals, to just manifesting. And so awesome. I think you got to do that, Coach D.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Okay, so Nigel, again, thanks for commenting. Yeah, comment, love, put your questions, because this conversation is to bring value to you all. So we say yes, add value to others, and what you need will be added to you. Definitely. Hey, Denise, thanks for being live with me. I appreciate you. He said, wow, impressive. Helping the community matters. Definitely helping the communities matter, because like Coach D says, what we put out there, we may not see it, but then somebody else will benefit from it. And then so let's stay in that same spirit. So let's get back to Coach D. So Coach D, let's start with, okay, we're talking about manifesting our dreams, okay? And then with your company, that's basically what you do. But then, like, how do we identify our dreams? Like, how easy or difficult you think for the people that you work with, or people that you know, to identify their dream?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's really about what you have a passion for, right? And so for me, that passion is inspiring people, motivating people, and helping people shift their mindset. So my model is everything I do that has to be involved in the process somewhere, right? And so I think for a person that might be struggling with, like, they don't know what dream to go after, I always instruct, go after the one you're most passionate about, because in most times it's something that you almost do not, I won't say effortlessly, but it takes less amount of effort for you to like make it happen. Like for me, I can literally wake up and do a motivational video. I could do an inspirational video. I could talk about helping people shift their mindset. That's not something I need to think about. And I think when people are thinking about their goals and dreams, we have to keep it that simple. What are you passionate about? is that passion something that you can turn into like something you can monetize? Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Say someone that loves basket weaving, right? Now, that may not be something that's to the masses, but that's a very niche industry. So you can actually be the person, say you're great at it. You could be like, look, I'm going to do a course on how to basket weave. All right. So now that you're passionate about that, now you can literally make a business based off what you're passionate about. And I'm sure you've heard this, like when you do something you love, it'll never feel like you're working a day in your life, right?
Definitely.
You know, I'm sure you've heard that before, and that's like where I'm
Yes.
at right now. One of the things I'm excited about, I've also launched a full service media company that's called Reality Media LLC. And in that company, we focus on taking your dreams and bringing them to reality, but in the websites, marketing, commercials. But then the one I'm most excited about is a nonprofit we're about to launch in a month, and that one's called Dreams to Reality Foundation. And with that one, we are going to go into middle schools and high schools and teach the kids about entrepreneurship. And the reason I have a passion for that is because I didn't learn about entrepreneurship until I was 28 years old. So I imagine my young self at 13, 14. What if somebody had come into my school and say, hey, this is what entrepreneurship looks like. I'm not telling you to do it. I just want you to consider it. And so we want to be able to provide that for those young, impressionable minds.
Yes, definitely. Because at the end of the day, we are learning the Pythagorean theory in school that, I mean, I haven't used it. I don't know if you've used it, Coach D. But then, like, essential things like credit building, entrepreneurship, managing our money, we're not being taught that in schools. And so I give like mass prop to you for, taking the leadership to do that. Because like you said, if somebody can just go to the people who are young from a young age and to teach them that things. Imagine, like now you say you're 28 now.
No. I didn't learn about it until I was 28.
Oh, until you're 28.
36. Yeah, I'm 36.
Okay. But then imagine if somebody had taught you that from like way younger, like how much impact that you could have been doing in somebody else's life. And yeah, so to your point, definitely that's awesome. And then so would you think a dream and a goal is the same thing? Like if not, how do you like help your clients navigate a dream and a goal?
Yeah, so it's funny you're talking about. I'm kind of giving y'all the secret sauce. So what I do in usually my coaching session is I have them dream on the highest level. And when I'm talking about, there's no limits, right? Because I feel like society puts limits on what your goals and dreams could be. So I say there's no limit to what I'm like. Who do you want to meet? Where do you want to go in the world? What business do you want to start? How much money do you want to have? Where do you want to live? So I ask these questions to get them fired up about the dream. Now, here's where the trick comes in. Now, once you have the dream, then the goal is to break it down into manageable steps that you can then turn into goals, right? So you can say, yeah, I want to be a multimillionaire, but what does that really look like, right? So that might be, hey, I need to figure out how to start this business. I need to figure out how to build a team so that we can grow and get up to that point, right? And so that's why it's so important. My first session, I just say, hey, like this first session is dream session. Let's get to those dreams you're talking about, and then let's turn them into goals.
Amazing. Coach D just gave you all the secret sauce. I appreciate it. I try to get as much information for you all. So you better send me some love, some likes for this. Because at the end of the day, this is to add value to your life. It's to add value to all of us. Even me, I'm listening to this too. This is information that I can implement in my life. And then so with that being said, now that you did that first session and that they've identified that their dreams. Okay. Again, this may be a secret sauce. You don't have to give all of it. What would you say is the first key step to manifest our dreams now that we've identified? Just give me one.
No, it's fine. I'll even share the process. So when we're going after a goal and dream, I talk about this in my book, Chasing Your Dreams Bound for Success, right? And that's on Amazon. So what a person needs to do, this is called the dream cycle philosophy, right? And so that is, there are 3 phases when you are chasing your goals and dreams. So phase 1 is manifesting a dream. That's usually the hardest for some people because they have so many dreams, they don't know what to do. Uh-oh, did I lose you? Okay, there you go. Okay, and then phase 2 is is creating the vision. A lot of times people have a goal and dream, but they don't sit down and say, what's the strategic game plan to make it happen, right? And then phase 3, which I think is the most important, is taking massive planned action, right? So a lot of times people think, man, when they're on social media 7 to 8 hours a day, that they're being productive. No, if there's no strategy behind it, you're literally just wasting time, right? Anytime I do anything online, if I'm on Clubhouse, Facebook, I have a strategy where it's like, all right, I'm on here so I can connect with somebody that can help me do this, right? And so that's what it really takes in order for us to chase and achieve our dreams. It's basically following that process. And if you look at it, like you can literally rinse and repeat every time. Whatever the new dream is, you start with the dream. Then you start with creating the game plan. And then the last one is you take massive action.
So I want to make sure that I type this in the comments.
Oh.
All right. Here I am living my dream as well. Forgive me, y'all. So I want to make sure I put this in the comments for the audience. And then, so if you don't mind, repeat it for me one more time as I type it. You said phase 1.
So phase 1 is manifesting the dream.
Manifest it. Okay. So phase 1 is manifested.
Manifesting the dream. All right. And then phase 2 is creating the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, phase 3 is taking massive action.
Wow. Thank you kindly. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Guys, if you are watching this, take note because this is so key to us manifesting our dream, creating the vision. And then so if you have any question, go ahead and type your question as well. And if not, I have questions for Coach D. So let's go to our next question. So today is, we are observing Dr. King's birthday. And then so as for, I'm sure everybody know Dr. King, civil rights leader, I have a dream, all about standing up for equal rights for people of all color. Okay. So which means the man is a servant leader. I mean, he was not doing this just for him. He was doing this for generation to generation. So what would you say is, to what extent should our dreams be self-serving, meaning just, we're dreaming to serve ourselves, or versus self-serving others? Like, what would you say is the balance?
To me, that's up to the person, right? Because if you think about it, it's based off of where you are at in your life. So I know for myself, I can only speak for myself. Right now, I am very intentional about the way I'm moving, who I'm partnering with, in order for myself to provide something great for my community where I grew up. So I want to do that because, I want to serve my community, right? So I even think about that with Dr. King. Like, we have to think about what he did as a human being, as such, like, that's the highest level, to know that what you are doing, you may not see the end of it, but you're still going to do it anyway because you want to help the masses. That's on the person, right? And so I don't think you can really find a balance. It's really just about the person, where they're at their life. So for example, me at 21, I didn't have these intentions to inspire and help my community because I was still a young buck trying to figure out my way in the world. But now as I'm older, yeah, my views have changed and things are different. So now I navigate differently and have different intentions.
I mean, that's definitely a great point. So you say as we are growing and we are evolving, and therefore our dreams, it evolves accordingly.
Yes, exactly. So, for example, three months ago, my only goal was to really just become a full-time entrepreneur, right? And what I was doing. Okay, so that dream came true. Then I was like, okay, what's the next thing? So now it was like, okay, how can I help people with their marketing? and now charge a crazy amount because I had a situation where I hired some people to do some stuff. They didn't do it the right way, but because I didn't understand that world, I didn't know that they weren't doing it right. So I was like, all right, I'm going to create a company where we're going to educate people on how to do it themselves if they want to. And then if they need the service, then they can reach back out to us. So that's just how I move.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you to all of you who are watching us live in this lunch break conversation. My name is Winnie Antoine. I'm a financial services entrepreneur in conversation with Coach D, who is teaching people about uplifting them to manifest their dreams. So let's go to finances. A lot of time, you cannot talk about dreams without talking about money. And then so as a financial service professional, basically what I do is just help my clients to save, invest, protect their money, grow their money. And then so how essential do you think our finance is to us manifesting our dreams?
Yeah, I think it's imperative, man. And so one of the cool things that's just happened is I've actually partnered with a huge accounting firm that said, hey, look, we love what you're doing. We're closer to our dreams. We would love to give all your clients 1 hour of free consultation in regards to their account and their finances, right? And so I jumped on that because I thought, man, that's huge, right? Because in order for us to achieve our goals and dreams, our money needs to be in the right place, right? One of the things you talked about earlier was the credit piece, like our personal credit and learning how to build business credit, right? These are all things that really wasn't taught to us at an early age, right? So we kind of have to go out and find out that information. So my goal is with our company, we want to bring everything we can in front of the person so they can make an educated decision on how to move towards their goals and dreams.
Exactly. Finance matter, money matter. It's not the end all and be all, but at the end of the day, there is so much or so little that you can do when we lack financial resources. So let's talk about like we've been having this conversation with 22 minutes into it, and I'm sure somebody listening right now may be like, okay, I need Coach D in my corner. I see what this man is doing. I respect what he's doing. I need somebody who can help me, bring my dreams to reality. What do you currently offer right now to closer to our dreams for somebody who may be looking to work with you one-on-one?
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. So what I'm offering right now, and it's only for the first quarter, is one-on-one coaching with myself, right? And so what I'm doing is offering either 4 or 6 week packages, and I'm doing a 90% off sale. And I know that's crazy, but in the beginning of 2021, I wanted also to kind of create my own stimulus package where I'm like, this is how I'm giving back. So the 4-week one is $400, and the one that is 6 weeks is $600. So they would just reach out to me on my social media right now as we update our website, and then I would make sure that I create a custom package just for them.
Okay, so I'm on your website right now. Can you see that, Coach D?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so
if
you
you
were
look
talking about the packages. Where would I go? Where should I go?
No, it's fine.
Services?
Go to the contact at the bottom. It should be at the bottom.
Okay, yep, right there.
Contact us. It should say send a message, and then that would come to my team, and then you would just put in the subject line that you want the coaching, and then we will go from there.
Awesome, awesome. So this is Coach D website, closertoourdreams.com. And then so if you want to get in contact with him, you talked about your mission. I see the help a child start a business. You want to talk about that while I'm going to your website?
Absolutely. So we do have a program called the Chasing Your Dreams Fund, where that is for kids from ages 10 to 17, where we basically all the money that's donated there, we put together a program where they submit 5 things, and then they actually get to pitch to us like Shark Tank. And each kid gets up to $250 based off of what their business is and what they need. So like if they need a website or they need like social media, stuff like that. We figure that out, and then we basically give them a deal. But then we also want to give them that money.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So as you all see, we are, I mean, Coach D is all about teaching the young, uplifting them, help them to chase their dreams. So if this idea resonates with you, go ahead and, support this so we can continue to help people, especially young children, will realize their dreams. So we only have 5 minutes left. I do want to keep some space for questions for all of you who's been watching. So go ahead right now and type your questions. And then so I'm just gonna start with Denise Adonisi. And I just wanna shout out Denise because she reached out to me to be a speaker at her school parent meeting teaching about financial literacy. So thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to it. So Denise says, what's the difference between personal credit and business credit?
Okay. Well, to be
I
honest,
can answer or you can answer it. Since you're the guest,
yeah, I'll let you run with that because that's
you let me run with that. Okay. So personal credit is basically based on your personal finances. Yes. So based on your personal finances. So definitely what you do on a daily basis with your money, you have credit cards under your name, your debt under your name, that's personal. And so a lot of time when you're buying a home or you're buying a car, and so they're gonna want your personal credit. But then when you start a business, it's important that you're building credit under the business name. And then so that allows you then to go to a bank and ask for loans for your business. And then so it's totally two different things. I mean, your personal credit can affect your business credit because a lot of time when you're just getting started, depend on if a institution gonna give you a credit card or loan or not, they're gonna look at your personal credit. But eventually, as you start to put more things under your business name, and then you start to establish that, then your business credit will take over. So it's two different I'm sorry. It's two different things, but then the intertwine, but not really. And so I can definitely go because of sake of time. I can definitely go and do a live about that. But then at the end of the day, protect your credit. Pay everything on time. Use less than they gave you. That way you can start building your personal credit. And a lot of time, your personal credit can hinder you from getting business accounts because they're gonna look at your personal credit and you may not be able to have business account. And so as a former banker, I work a lot with clients who needed loans and or who needed to open accounts but who wouldn't open it based on their personal credit. Yeah, but then definitely that's a great question. I will definitely come back and do a live on that. So 2 minutes on the clock. Anybody else have a question? Make it type it right now. But I want to have a takeaway every time I bring somebody to you all to share the resources, to share the knowledge. I want to make sure that we don't just get the full idea, that we don't become overwhelmed, that we can end this conversation knowing there is one key thing that we can do today, literally today, to put us on the pathway to achieving our dream. So what would you say is the one key thing, Coach D, that the audience can do today to get them forward to accomplishing their dreams?
Yeah, and I say this to everybody: just get started. Right, so just get started. I think a lot of times why people don't go after what they want is because they get so stuck in their head about, oh, it's got to be perfect and all that. It's like, no, just get started because it's all about progress. Right, so if you have an idea where, say for example, you think you want to write a book, all right, start reading books on how to write a book. All right, start going to YouTube, getting the free information, and then once you research enough, then you can say, yes, I do want to move forward. All right, then you invest in yourself and then you buy that course, right? Well, the magic happened for me. I'm gonna share this and then we'll go. The magic happened for me in 2020 when at in the end of 2019, I said in 2020, I am investing in myself. That was me putting a stake down saying, boom, I'm investing in myself. I don't care if the investment has a comma in it, I'm going to do it. Right. And if I told y'all how much I invested in 2020, y'all, it might scare some of y'all. But I look back at that as that was the turning point also in my business, because once I made the investment in myself, it made it like almost real as like, okay, I got to go. Like it's do or die, you know? So all I'll say is to close this call is to say, get started. Just get started. Reach out to somebody if you need help. Look for a mentor. You'd be surprised. There are some mentors where they're like, hey, I've been waiting for somebody to hit me up, right? And so also reach out to closertoourdreams.com. We want to help you guys. And to be honest, it's really not just about the money. We want to help 1,000 people start their own business, right? So we understand that that's not going to be easy, but we're going to make a hard push to make it happen this year.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Coach D. I'm going to type your website so people can go ahead and contact you that way. Yeah, just get started. I mean, this was amazing. I appreciate all the great value, all the great nuggets that you brought us today. And for anybody who right now, maybe you have a dream, maybe you have a dream, and then you have yet to find a place where you can manifest that dream. And maybe entrepreneurship is something that's on your mind. Part of what I do as an entrepreneur is help people launch their business as well in the financial services industry. So if you are listening to this right now and you want to get in contact with me and to see exactly what I do, obviously it's not for everybody, but then we can definitely have a conversation to see who I am, what I do, and see if I can help you get on the pathway to entrepreneurship as well. And then so, but if you don't really know what you want to do and you want to be able to figure out what the dream is, contact with Coach D. Get in contact with Coach D, and then he can maybe help you sit down with you and pull those dreams out of you so you can start manifesting them. Thank you all again. Rigo, thanks for being with us. Yes, he says facts. Investing in myself 4x my income. Definitely, definitely. Vigo is one of the people that I am in business with, in the financial services industry. Because at the end of the day, if we don't invest in ourselves, then we just limit it. We just continue to limit ourselves. So find people like Coach D that can help mentor you, that can sit with you, that can help elevate you to your greatness. With that being said, any last word, Coach D?
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much for reaching out and inviting me on this call. I would say on this day of MLK Day,
Yes.
I say let's focus on like bridging the gap and being together.
Yes.
It just breaks my heart to see what's going on in the world, and I feel like let's just focus on loving each other, because I feel as long as we love each other, it don't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. Just focus on love.
Yes, let's focus on love, definitely, and then let's honor, Dr. King legacy by manifesting our dreams, because we all have dreams, and that's not only to serve ourselves but to serve our community. And then so if we are intentional to go out, like Coach D says, just start, just do something, and definitely we will get there, and we will be that example to the people coming after us. One love, everyone. One love, we go. One love indeed. That's our ending for the day. Appreciate y'all. Winnie Antoine signing out. See you guys back Wednesday for Wednesday Wisdom. We'll talk about financial wisdom to help us thrive. That's it for today. Have a good one. Thank you, Coach D. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the wisdom that you share with us today. Bye
No
bye, everyone.